If you thought you've been missing out on all the fun by packing up as soon as the rain shows up, well, think again. I'm going to show you why you're wrong. You're actually missing out on the best part of the fishing when you do that. And I'm going to show you why fishing before the rain is not only better, it's seriously a ton of fun. So stay tuned. Hey, fishing fanatics. Welcome back to Fishing 24 Hours. Your no. One source for killer fishing tips, tricks, and stories that make every trip a blast. And today, we're diving deep into a game-changing tactic that can turn your average fishing session into an epic showdown with nature's most cunning fighters. Yep, you guessed it, fishing before the rain. But trust me, this ain't your grandpa's fishing wisdom. We're going all out with the nitty-gritty. Details that make the difference between a half-hearted cast and landing the catch of the century. Want to know when the fish are really biting? How to read the signs of an impending storm? Use it to your advantage. What kind of gear and baits will up your fishing game? Well, buckle up, tighten your lines, and get ready for a deep dive into the world of pre-rain fishing. It's going to be epic. First off, let's talk timing, because knowing when the skies are gone, open up is in just about checking the weather app. It's about understanding what the fish are doing. When clouds start rolling in and the wind picks up, that's your cue. Fish get super active before the storm, prepping for the rough conditions ahead. It's like they have a sixth sense for changes in the weather, and they use it to feast on unsuspecting prey. But here's the thing. The best fishing is in the minutes leading up to the heavy rain. It's what we call the golden window, a short burst of opportunity that can make or break your fishing day. Imagine this. You're out on the water. The air is charged with electricity, and the sky is a moody gray. Suddenly, the wind starts whipping across the lake and the water begins to churn. That's your signal. The next 30 minutes to an hour. You'll have a front row seat to a fishing frenzy that you won't forget. But it's a delicate window. To capitalize on it, you need to be ready before the storm hits. So how can you tell if you're in that precious window? Look for 3 key signs. No. 1. Dark and heavy clouds gathering on the horizon. No. 2. Shift in the wind, perhaps a sudden gust or a change in direction. And no. 3. A noticeable drop in air pressure. Act. Once you see these signs, act fast. The fish are about to go into feeding mode and you want to be prepared. Now you may be thinking, what's the big deal about fishing before the rain? Why not just wait until it's over? Well, here's the secret. Fish go crazy in the hours leading up to a storm. They're preparing for tough times and they're hungry. That means they're more likely to take the bait and put up a fight that's worth bragging about. Plus, you're not going to believe this, but the change in weather can actually make the fish more aggressive and bolder, giving you an edge you won't find on a calm day. But here's the twist. While the rain is falling, fish become pickier. It's harder for them to see in the downpour, and they're not as hungry anymore. So if you want to land the big ones, your best bet is to get out there before the rain. It's a short window, usually lasting around 30 minutes to an hour, but the fishing can be incredible. Speaking of incredible, let's talk bait. You wouldn't show up to an important meeting wearing yesterday's clothes, would you? Well, when it comes to fishing, you need to dress up your bait to attract the attention of those hungry fish. One of the best ways to do this is to use strong-smelling baits that can cut through the water and reach those eager snouts. Think of it like putting on your favorite cologne or perfume. You want to stand out from the crowd? And what kind of scents do fish go crazy for? Well, the answer might surprise you. Fish have sensitive olfactory senses, meaning they can detect smells that we humans can't. And they use these super sniffers to find their food. So instead of relying on bright colors or flashy lures, try something that will tickle their fishy noses. Here's a hint. Fish are drawn to the smell of other fish, so consider using live or cut bait, like small fish or shrimp. These baits are like calling the fish directly, saying, "Hey, come and get me. I'm delicious." But if you're feeling adventurous, you can also try garlic. Yes, garlic. Mix it with flour and water to form a dough, and then roll it into tiny balls. The distinct pungent smell can travel long distances through the water and attract curious fish. Just a little goes a long way. So don't go overboard with the garlic, or you might end up scaring the fish away. Remember, the key is to experiment and find what works best in your area. Ask local anglers. Check online forums or try different bets until you find the perfect combination. Who knows? You might even stumble upon a secret bait that works like magic in certain conditions. Next up, let's talk tackle. Specifically fishing near the bottom. When the weather takes a turn, the fish often do the same. They move to shallower waters, seeking shelter and food. Areas like near the banks, weed beds, or submerged structures become their go-to spots. And that's where your fishing strategy should be focused. But how exactly do you fish near the bottom? Well, it's simpler than you might think. First, you need to get your bait down to the fish level. Use a slip sinker or a bottom rig to keep your bait close to the ground. Then choose the right hook and sinker size. You'll need a small sinker to keep your bait in place, but not so heavy that it drags your line along the bottom. A small ball sinker or a split shot works great for this. And when it comes to the hook, select one that's sharp and small enough to avoid snagging on rocks or debris. Now let's talk about the importance of flexibility both in your fishing rod and in your fishing approach. When the weather's changing, the fish behavior can be unpredictable, so you need to be ready for anything. A flexible rod will allow you to feel every little nibble and help you set the hook at the right moment. A spinning rod with a smooth drag system is my personal favorite for this type of fishing. The added sensitivity is key for detecting those subtle bites in choppy water. When it comes to line, opt for a lighter test that will help you cast more accurately and detect bites better. And don't forget about the power of electronics. An electronic float can be a game changer, especially in low light conditions or rough waters. Its bright lights and audible beeps will alert you to bites that would otherwise be missed. So before you head out, check the weather forecast, look for signs of rain, and prepare accordingly. And remember, the best fishing is often in the most challenging conditions. So embrace the wind, the rain, and the unpredictable nature of fishing before the storm. With the right bait, tackle, and mindset, you'll be well on your way to landing the big one. Tight lines, my friends, and good luck.